mother. These are his children. You cannot hurt them in any way, and he is there to protect them.
He was the perfect person to write her story.
Yes,
because he cares so deeply for the individual dioramas, and in turn, just her relationship with forensics.
And she was the perfect person. She had the money. She had the ability. She got her way. She went to Harvard, and she couldn't go there as a student.
And she never let anything hold her back. In considering that this was the 1920s, 30s, and 40s, it's just amazing. Like nowadays you hear stories of women and it's like, oh, look, she's got gumption. But this was in a time when women weren't allowed to do anything.
She wasn't supposed to do anything but be a housewife. And she had a brain.
Well, not a housewife, because she was a wealthy person.
Yes,
there was no housewifery
going on. A society woman.
Absolutely.
Hold teas and go to operas.
There's a lot of people that I would have loved to meet in history if I could go back in time, and she definitely tops the list.
Oh, definitely. I can imagine she was a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely.
But the amazing thing is when you see pictures of the faculty or the people who have come to the classes, there is Frances Glessner Lee sitting in the corner. She is not mentioned. Her face is there, but it doesn't even mention her name as attending. She wanted to be there and witness, and she was the backbone of it, but she let everything else take the forefront.
Don't let that sway you into thinking that she didn't push for...
Oh, she pushed.
She butted heads with J. Edgar Hoover. She would butt heads with anybody that got in her way. Just because she didn't need a lot of notoriety, she was fighting the good fight.
Yes, she was. She must have been an amazing woman.
And talk about how when somebody died, when you read this book, you will not believe some of the things that went on, because these were farmers, these were just tradesmen who were solving murders. There was people that had a gunshot wound, but they were like, oh, they died of natural causes.
The problem was, and one of the things she fought for, was to create the medical examiners, because they were trained doctors, and every state had a coroner, and the coroner could be Joe Smith from the bike shop next door, who had never even seen a medical book, and he comes out, he decides how the person died, no training, no qualifications at all, and it's still going on.
Yes, it definitely
it's still
is.
Across the country. They're political hacks, who give donations and they get appointed.
But thanks to her, we have moved towards areas having medical examiners. She has brought about some amazing changes in the forensic world. That's why she is considered the mother of forensics.
And Bruce did an excellent job in this book. I highly recommend it.
Oh, definitely. If you are interested in historical and you enjoy forensics, this is definitely a book for you.
Yes.
And there's also pictures of some of the galleries and of her, some of her, the people she worked with and the places she lived, which was interesting also in itself.
If you can, be sure and go back and look at the documentaries that have been made about the nutshell dioramas. It's breathtaking.
Yes.
It really is.
I know the John Waters one is available on YouTube. I'm sure if you type in Frances Glessner Lee, John Waters,
or Nutshell Galleries,
you will find it.
Yes. I highly recommend those, especially the John Waters documentary, because he goes into each one of the little rooms
and talks about
the mystery. It's excellent.
Now on to trivia.
Last week's question was, what detective novelist created Perry Mason? A. Wendy Lee, B. Earl Stanley Gardner, C. Ian Fleming, or D. Alec West? And the answer is B. Earl Stanley Gardner. This week's question is,
what crime novelist worked as a Pinkerton detective for 8 years? A. Dashiell Hammett, Hammett, B. Robert Parker, C. Mary Higgins Clark, or D. James Norman. Good luck!
That brings us to just about the end of our episode. Be sure and visit our website at itwasadarkandstormybookclub.com, where you can sign up for our newsletter and contact us and review all the previous episodes. Email us at darkandstormybookclub@gmail.com. Visit our Goodreads group. It was a Dark and Stormy Book Club. Thank you for listening. Be sure and join us next week. And remember,
life would be boring without a little mystery. Bye.
Bye.